All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been really busy for the past couple of hours recording some videos for God of War Ragnarok. And had I not checked to see if the newest chapter of One Punch Man was out today, I wouldn't have known that it was out. But we finally got the newest chapter of One Punch Man, and with this chapter, I'll finally be able to look at the wiki and be able to check out just how powerful these people are. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yes! Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and I bring you the 170th chapter of One Punch Man. Now, real quick, we're going to go back over chapter 169 because I kind of scathingly remember what happened in that chapter. Good to see you, Psycho. Good to see you, Noah. And due to how things are done with the One Punch Man chapters, we could either get just one chapter this month or two chapters. But sometimes it's very rare for us to get like multiple chapters in quick succession, even though in August we got like 3. So it's kind of random. It is really random what day these chapters come out. So I'm just going to skim through chapter 169, and it's pretty much everyone recovering from the effects of the massive battle that happened between Garo and all the heroes, Garo versus Saitama, and, you know, Psychos and Monster King Orochi, and pretty much the entire fallout of the entire Monsters Association battle. And it shows Pig God and Ire, which is a Class A rank 35 hero, going through the debris of City Z, which is, I mean, City C is gone. It's just a ruin now, just a massive ruin on the coast of the ocean. And the only monster to really survive all this is Pochi, who has shrunken down to a miniature size, and one final black spermatozoon, which managed to survive as well. And, Evil Mineral Water survived, but Pig God ate him and digested him. And while Spermatozoon's walking around, he sees Saitama, and Saitama's just casually lifting up his entire apartment building because they're trying to find all their stuff along with Genos. And Spermatozoon was there when he saw that Saitama was the one who defeated Garo, who at the time had gained cosmic levels of power. So he's hiding, and after seeing Pochi walk up to Genos, and Genos picking him up, and Pochi's just like a really big dog, a really big puppy, like a really big puppy. Very big puppy, while Saitama's holding him up. And Spermatozoon is wondering why they aren't killing him, so he gets into his mind that he's gonna pretend to be a monkey, and then he hops over to Saitama. I know it's a bit of a paraphrase, but now we get to move on to chapter 170. Chapter 170. And after this, I'll be completely caught up with Saitama and One Punch Man, and I can finally look at the wiki, because people told me not to mess with the chapter 170 because people put scans and stuff out. So after reading through 170, I'll be able to finally look at the wiki and see just how strong Saitama and the rest of the people are. Onwards to chapter Punch 170, New Crib. And we got Saitama going, "Stop following me, you're too clingy!" And then it shows Spermatozoon hopping around Saitama, just following him. Dogs are okay, but I don't have time for some weird monkey. And then Spermatozoon's just hopping around going,
Ooh, ooh. Ah, come on, take me with you.
"Huh? You can talk?"
I'll do chores, please, please.
And then Spermatozoon is thinking in his mind,
He doesn't suspect I'm a monster. I'll keep playing the monkey and hide at his place while my cells replicate.
And then Saitama's just thinking, does my building allow pets? I'll put you in a doghouse outside.
Awesome, that'll be my base.
And then Spermatozoon goes,
The dog's name is Pochi, and I'll take care of him.
"Oh, that's right. You seen a one-eyed monster that looks like a Sasadango?" And he's thinking back to a one-eyed monster, and the only monster that comes to mind is Gyoro Gyoro.
Gyoro Gyoro? It's more like a New Year's mochi. Nope. Maybe they got wasted around where Tornado was.
Yeah, maybe. No, There it is. And then Saitama starts walking towards my new crib. And he's walking towards the Hero Association. The headquarters. He's going to live at the... Saitama's going to live at the Heroes Association headquarters now. And he's walking and it's a far-off distance. It's a very far-off distance. And they're just walking there. I'm surprised Genos didn't give him a ride or anything. Or he just jumped over there, because Saitama can do that. He's just casually walking there. I don't think Spermatozoon knows that this is the Hero Association place, though. And he's just thinking,
yes, a huge mansion. Someplace I can live without fear.
And the sign he's walking past says Hero Association headquarters 2 kilometers in the direction they're going in. And then it has someone on the intercom going, thank you for coming. I'm going to guess that this is Sitch. Thank you for coming, everyone. Today... No, that is not Sitch. I was wrong. It's one of the other executives. Thank you for coming, everyone. Today, I'm going to introduce the features of the Hero Association's new residences. And then it has Crescent Moon Highbrows. Yeah, Crescent Moon Highbrows talking to Green going, I wondered why they summoned us. What's the meaning of this gathering? This facility was built to hold thousands. Association members would never fill it. So maybe they plan to raise funds by selling space as luxury property. They'll market to the wealthy as a massive shelter like no other. And there's a lot of wealthy-looking individuals being talked to about the Hero Association. That's one way to get funding, is to, have sections of the Hero Association for housing for the wealthy people that can keep the Hero Association running. So it's not a bad idea, but at the same time, these are snooty-looking rich people. This has its upsides and its downsides. But Green says, lately there have been more rich people who will pay any amount to ensure their safety. And Crescent Moon so it goes, yeah, the recent monster incidents were no joke, and threat-level demon monsters are appearing each month. And then the intercom guy says, however, when it comes to Hero Mansion, monsters are no threat, because registered professional heroes live here, and they have to be Class A or higher. They have to be Class A or higher? Why is Saitama going there, though? He says new crib. Oh, wait. No. Is this what this means? If Saitama is going to his new crib, he says it's his new crib, and this guy is saying that only Class A or higher can live there. Did Saitama get an increase in his rank? Because he was B class. Because registered professional heroes live here, and they have to be Class A or higher. They are bona fide elites. If monsters were to attack, they would have nowhere to run. And then it has one snooty person going, Class A, huh? Much better than a Doberman. And then the guy, the exec continues going, those two over there are Class A heroes serving as security, huh? And the spotlight falls on Highbrows and Green. And you guessed it, they're residents. We're mere security? Class A, rank 25, Crescent Moon, Thickbrows. Wow, I thought it was Highbrows. My bad. Class A, rank 25 hero, Crescent Moon, Thickbrows. And Class A, rank 24 hero, Green. And then Green goes, no wonder rent is free. And then it has one snooty-looking woman going, but while they may be heroes, they're only human, so our safety is absolutely guaranteed. Indeed, heroes are human. They can get sick or have accidents, which can lead to weakness and security. Nothing is perfect when it comes to humans. And as he's saying this, Saitama, Spermatozoon, and Pochi start to get closer and closer to the Hero Association. What I'm about to show you is top secret. Please look at the screen. Behold the secret weapon of Hero Mansion. And then it cuts to all of the rich people looking at this presentation, while Thickbrows and Green continue talking. We're only on page 12 of 13. There's 40 pages in this whole thing, so it's going to be a bit of a long one, but I'm already engrossed. And Green says, the mansion on the same premises as HQ with an anti-monster defense system. The Class S hero Metal Knight has access to military-grade technology, and he designed and constructed these defenses. Sensors detect any intruders for immediate destruction. And it shows just a whole bunch of mechs from Metal Knight just showing off their firepower. Video shows prototypes only. The AI adjusts to the various monster threat levels. It won't let monsters near 24/7. Metal Knight claims it's more powerful than all Class A heroes combined. And then Thick Bowser's just thinking, what? So really, the Class A heroes have been delegated to just basic security, while Class S still remains at the top. And this angers Thick Brows, and Green just goes, this is humiliating. Thus, it provides the ultimate safety. And then a siren starts to go off outside, and it starts beeping as it goes, threat detected. And it's Saitama at the front gate. And then Saitama is thinking, did we trigger something?
Like a metal detector?
Says Spermatozoon.
Maybe you should toss out the wire hangers you found in the rubble.
Nah, I can use those. Reconfirming. Threat confirmed. Interception necessary. Activating to system level 1. Huh? But I ain't touched nothing. And then Spermatozoon's all,
maybe you're no good with machines.
Then a gate opens up, and it's a very big gate, and a giant mech just comes walking out with, like, Kanabo-shaped arms in front of Saitama. And it tries to swing, and it looks at Saitama, it looks at Spermatozoon, and starts to swing at both Spermatozoon and Pochi. And as it swings, Saitama just puts his arm up, and the arm of the mech breaks with Saitama just placing his hand upwards. It breaks on, it snaps in half completely just from hitting Saitama's arm. And then Saitama goes, what are you doing? And with an open palm slap, Saitama just slaps and completely destroys the mech. He slaps it to pieces. What are you doing? And the whole area in front of them explodes from Saitama destroying the mech. And then as the dust settles, and Saitama's just standing there unscathed going, what was that? And Spermatozoon goes,
this isn't over! There's more!
And then it cuts back to more mechs walking in, looking like the tripods from War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise one. Adjusting assessment to system level 4. And there's multiple tripod squid-like, they look like bipedal sentinels from the Matrix a little bit. And they're getting closer to Saitama. And they blast at Saitama. And they start shooting at him. And Spermatozoon and Pochi dive out of the way as he goes,
watch out! Hit the deck!
And then Saitama is literally just standing there taking all these shots. These shots are bouncing off of him. One even hits him in the head, and it bounces off his head, and he doesn't have a single scratch on him. And he goes, when electric appliances act up, they can usually be fixed with a good smack. And he smacks all of them. He smacks all of them. And that's all we get in the next panel. And then there's people watching the security cams going, huh? The defense system is reacting. Wake up! What do the cameras show? There's too much smoke! It may be a monster attack. Send security and heroes out to Gate 9. Stat! And then it cuts to Lightning Max and the Ninja Girl going, huh? An emergency summons. But where's Gate 9? Just hurry! I get lost in this place. Follow the noise! And they start heading towards Gate 9, where Saitama has destroyed every single one of those defense robots with a single, by slapping them. Saitama is just way too broken. And then Saitama's going, what gives? How'd these dangerous robots get in here?
I have a bad feeling,
Goes Spermatozoon as he's walking with Pochi. And then Saitama goes, is headquarters all right? Security is like a sieve. And then it cuts to numerous execs walking in, running past Saitama going, Hey, you! What happened? What was that sound? There were some machines out front. The defense robots! Each one costs 9 billion! And then Saitama realizes what he's just done. He's just destroyed over 9 billion yen worth of... Saitama has just destroyed well over 9 billion yen's worth of property. Of equipment. Over 9 billion. One just costs 9 billion. He destroyed several of those. The defense robots, each one costs 9 billion. Huh? And Saitama starts sweating bullets, and they're asking, what happened to them? And he's just sweating bullets, not thinking about like, oh man, I just destroyed over 9 billion yen worth of equipment. I can't pay that off. I dine and dash. And Spermatozoon and Pochi are just hiding, going,
Stay hidden! Stay hidden!
And then Saitama just goes, I don't know. They just exploded. What? You must have seen it. Can you give more details? And then someone goes up and says, he's telling the truth. Who is? Oh, it's King. He's telling the truth. And it's King. I saw it too. The robot suddenly went up in flames. King! I've never seen you in person. You should have told us you were here. We'd have given you special treatment. What brings you here today? Hey, King. Sorry, I found it, but the game device I borrowed is busted. And so he brought back King's Game Boy. And then King just goes, That's okay, but I was hoping we'd have a fighting game party to celebrate the move. No thanks, you go all out against newbies. And then it cuts to Saitama as King goes, Anyway, it's time to feed my goldfish, so I'm out of here. Later. And then Spermatozoon is thinking,
King? Huh? Is this Hero Association headquarters?
And then it cuts to those same 3 guys that tried to run up on King and say like, hey dude, we're here to, like trying to hassle King, but they didn't know who he was. And they're thinking, he was having a serious talk with King. He must be a new resident. But who is he? And then the frog guy with the frog costume, all the heroes are behind these execs wondering who Saitama is. This is the first time they're officially meeting Saitama. And they're wondering who he is. And it's silence, and then Saitama looks on. Oh! Here it is, ladies and gentlemen! Saitama's new rank! It's finally happened. Saitama, aka Bald Cape, Class A, rank 39. Saitama is officially A rank, and that's the end of the chapter. Yeah, this was good. This was good. This was a good chapter. So, apparently, after the events of the big battle with Monster King Orochi and Psychos and everything that transpired, the Heroes Association, seeing that they're going to need funding, but also want to protect some of their citizens, specifically those really, really wealthy ones that can help continue to fund the Hero Association, they're going to be having the rich just taking up residence inside of Hero HQ, where all the heroes currently now reside. Well, not all of them, just the Class A and above. And Spermatozoon is still sticking with Saitama, but he's coming to the realization that he's in the Hero Association HQ right now. It's only a matter of time before he gets found out, because, I mean, he can try and fight all he wants to, especially even if they were to give him time to replicate. Saitama's there, every other S-rank hero is there, all the Class A heroes are there. He literally has no chance of surviving if it gets found out that he's actually a monster and not a monkey. Now that I'm fully caught up with One Punch Man, I get to finally look up just how strong Saitama is. I'm happy. I finally get to see just how strong Saitama is. Hold on, let me make sure. Because I've been wanting to look up just how strong Saitama is for a very long time, and I want to make sure that it's at the most current chapter and no spoilers for the newest one is out. Oh, okay. So I got to be careful. Because it says chapter 173, even though we haven't gotten that far. So I just want to go down to his powers. I just want to go down to his powers, so I can look at how strong Saitama is. Okay, ability. Y'all have to indulge me. I've been wanting to look at this for a very long time. Saitama is the titular One Punch Man and the strongest, fastest, and most durable character in the series. So far, no enemy has been able to injure him in any way, and almost no enemy has been able to survive a single earnest punch from him. A few enemies have survived punches from him, such as any human he has struck, whom he restrains himself against, and Boros, whom Saitama empathized with and held back against, so as to give himself and Boros a satisfying and stimulating fight. His strength is so great that it vastly eclipses even artificial beings designed or bred specifically for superhuman combat, such as mechanical beings or the mutated warriors from the House of Evolution. Since no enemies have posed any real challenge to Saitama yet, the upper bound of his strength is likely even higher than it currently appears. While his power is only limited to heightened human traits, he cannot fly or fire energy blasts, his superhuman abilities are more than enough to compensate for the lack of variety in his powers. The origin of Saitama's immense strength is mysterious and unclear. Although he tells everyone he got his incredible power through mere physical training, no one believes him at all. According to Saitama, after a year and a half of 100 daily push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, plus 10-kilometer daily running, he had achieved some level of superhuman strength. This training was apparently so intense for Saitama that he at times felt like he might die, and claims that it is what caused all of his hair to suddenly and eventually fall out. Genos believes that Saitama himself does not actually know or understand how he gained his power, and hopes to learn the secret by sparring with and observing him. While Dr. Genos believes that Saitama worked out with said training regimen so hard that he had removed his limiter. It should be noted that Saitama would complete all parts of the training one after the other without breaks, and was battling monsters that had appeared during that time, which would have made completing the training more intense than it would normally be expected. I like reading stuff like this. Despite his unbelievable physical prowess, Saitama can be outperformed by people with skills in areas outside fighting, like when he was bested by Bang in a game of rock, paper, scissors, or defeated by King in video games, mostly in one-sided matches. Furthermore, he also seems to possess a normal human appetite, as he lost to Genos in a spicy noodle eating contest. Physical capabilities. I've wanted to read this for so long. Unparalleled Strength. Saitama possesses seemingly limitless physical strength, and is capable of effortlessly defeating powerful monsters and villains with a single casual punch, although this strength is not limited to punches. His punches are so powerful that many monsters simply explode when struck. An example of this casual yet overwhelming offensive power occurs when Saitama launches himself from the top of a building, blasts right through a giant meteor with a punch, lands safely, and calmly decides to go home. Another instance is when Sonic tries to attack Saitama with a sword. He stops the sword by catching it with his teeth, effortlessly shattering the blade with the power of his jaw. When launched from Earth to the moon by Boros, he uses his jumping power to return to Earth in mere moments, causing a huge shockwave and leaving a massive crater on the surface of the moon upon departure, which still exists as of right now. A normal punch from him was shown to be highly destructive, even to someone as durable as Boros. A single serious punch from him was able to counter the latter's strongest attack, collapsing star-roaring cannon, an attack capable of destroying the entire planet. Not only did Saitama completely negate Boros' final attack during his serious punch, but the shockwave from the punch was also powerful enough to part clouds on a global scale. When fighting Orochi, the high-speed pressure of the lava fired from his hands was enough to overpower and completely disperse Orochi's Gaia Cannon, an incredibly powerful attack that drew energy from the Earth's core and caused worldwide earthquakes. Additionally, he is capable of destroying the Earth if he wanted to, and has threatened to do so when irritated. His strength has been stated by numerous characters to defy reason. In his fight against Cosmic Fear Mode Garo, a collision of their respective serious punch formed a serious punch squared, resulting in an immensely powerful shockwave of energy that Blast feared would destroy the Earth. After being diverted by Blast and his allies, the energy unleashed from their attack traveled into outer space where it presumably obliterated a large number of star systems in its path within mere seconds, leaving a large circle of starless darkness in space, and the recoil launched both Saitama and Garo from Earth to Io, one of Jupiter's moons. And the distance between Jupiter and Earth is millions of light years. Enhanced leap. Saitama's inability to fly is somewhat compensated by his immense leg strength, allowing him to leap tremendous heights distances at high speeds. This can be seen when Saitama smashed his head through the ceiling of a large gymnasium during the hero tryouts simply by jumping. He was also able to smash a building into its foundation just by leaping off its roof. His greatest feat in this regard, however, was when he leapt from the surface of the moon and ended up back on Earth in seconds at a specified point, leaving a crater on the moon's surface in the process. He is also able to jump while still in the air, adjusting his angle of ascent or descent thanks to his amazing power. Saitama's broken. Can we just say that? Just flat out broken. Shockwave generation. As shown in his practice bout with Genos, Saitama can control and direct his power in a form of a massive shockwave from his punches. He uses this to show Genos a glimpse of his true strength, but stops it before actually punching Genos, with the shockwave from the attack annihilating an entire cliffside behind him. Unparalleled speed and reflexes. Saitama possesses unparalleled speed and reflexes. So far, no other character has been shown to be faster than him. He was able to complete a 1,500-meter dash in an instant during his hero tryouts. He has proven able to effortlessly keep up with speed of sound Sonic, who can move at above hypersonic speeds. Even Genos' computerized targeting systems had difficulty tracking him. Saitama has also shown the ability to run down a building to save a piece of salmon he was having for lunch and leap back up said building without bystanders noticing he had even done so. His speed is so impressive that he even outpaced Flashy Flash, an S-class hero well known for his extraordinary speed, easily dodging his sword swings and catching his ultimate technique, like literally in his hands. When kicked to the moon by Boros, Saitama was able to return to Earth in mere seconds, which suggested he can travel at least tens of thousands of kilometers per second. In addition, he was capable of easily reacting to and blocking Gyeryungan-Shoop's near-light-speed rocks, the speed of which being like a bad joke to him. Here's where things get crazy. In his fight against Monster Garo, Saitama proved himself firmly superior to and able to effortlessly keep up with him, despite the hero hunter previously being capable of creating a giant light structure alongside Platinum Spermatozoon within only 1.3 milliseconds through sheer speed and while also in a much weaker form. Later on, while fighting Cosmic Fear Mode Garo on Io, one of Jupiter's moons, after sending countless rubble of the moon flying with his serious table flip, Saitama was able to cross immensely large distances by dashing through tons of rocks to pummel the hero hunter, having traveled across Io's diameter so fast that a constellation was created from his sheer speed. When Garo opened a portal to teleport to another location on Io, Saitama was able to then appear and attack him from the other side of that portal before the hero hunter could even finish moving through it, suggesting that he was fast enough to even search all of the moon for where the portal led to. Can we just stop? Can we just stop? Can we just stop with this man? He's beyond, he is. Saitama just is. During his training days, when he still had his hair, Saitama tried turning his head around super fast to see the back of his head reflected in a mirror. Despite having failed initially, in the end, Saitama was apparently able to catch sight of the back of his head. Ironically, despite his incomparable reflexes and speed, he still has problems squashing a simple mosquito. And then we have after image creation. Saitama's speed allows him to create after images of himself. He first used this during his training bout with Genos. He was also able to create countless after images via his serious side hops during his fight with Speed of Sound Sonic. Supernatural dexterity and agility. Saitama is capable of moving any of his limbs at extremely fast speeds without flinching, not stopping until his target is completely obliterated. This is seen when he flawlessly whacks all moles on a whack-a-mole machine during the Hero Association exam. He has been shown to be perfect at dodging and performing highly acrobatic maneuvers. His reflexes render him flexible enough to move through the narrowest creeks and dodge attacks at the closest proximity. Which is why whenever he dodges, he doesn't just dodge out of a big way. He just moves enough for the attack to not touch him, but him to not move too far. He doesn't waste any movement. When bombarded by multiple giant bullets from Boros' ship, despite being in midair, Saitama could avoid all the projectiles before kicking one of them back to the ship itself. Water running. Saitama is capable of running across the ocean, across ocean high speed without going into the surface of water. They're basically just saying he's fast enough to run on the water itself. Superhuman Stamina. Saitama has never been shown to tire out when fighting enemies. Even when unleashing a punch more powerful than a planet-destroying attack, Saitama showed no signs of fatigue. The only time Saitama was shown to be panting and out of breath from continuous running, he recovered just seconds later. Supernatural senses. Saitama's senses are far beyond the human norm. He possesses impressively sharp hearing, being able to pick up on various chatter from bystanders a good distance away, even while fighting monsters and the like. He can even hear phone transmissions with well enough accuracy to gauge conversation and the contents of its dialogue. So Saitama is just going to be able to hear people's phone conversations when they're in proximity then. Saitama is able to see in the dark, as he was able to spot a kid a great distance away during the night. His tracking capability is also astonishing, as he can concentrate on a fast-moving object for a long time and still not lose sight of it, as seen when he was the only person to see where Garo escaped to. Invulnerability! Saitama possesses unparalleled toughness and durability. He can withstand blows from extremely powerful beings such as Carnage Kabuto and even Boros without suffering any injury or feeling any pain. In fact, no character has actually been able to damage or even physically harm Saitama in any way. When Genos created a huge spherical blast of flame to kill Mosquito Girl's mosquitoes, Saitama remained standing right next to him completely unharmed, though his clothes were burnt. He also survived being kicked to the moon by Boros in his fully powered state, and going from the Earth to the moon and back with no damage from leaving and entering the Earth's atmosphere. Only his clothes were slightly burnt. He even survived the harsh conditions of outer space unscathed during his brief time on the moon. It has been shown that despite the dangers of holding one's breath in space, Saitama can do so with no negative effects on his body. Another testament to his indestructibility is that Garo, who despite having gained unfathomable strength from monsterization, could not inflict even the slightest damage on Saitama during their fight. Notably, he was capable of withstanding Garo's extreme Fa gene, which was powerful enough to move oceanic plates and make a continent raise up from the other side of the planet without any damage taken at all. Against Cosmic Fear Mode Garo, who had been empowered by God, Saitama could easily withstand nuclear explosions generated by the Hero Hunter's nuclear fission at point blank, and even come out unscathed after taking his gamma ray burst head-on, an extremely powerful energy blast that was implied to be the same phenomenon as a gamma ray burst, the most powerful type of explosion known in the universe. And then we have Saitama prefers to dodge or block attacks using edge weapons, rather than take them head-on, as he sometimes does with strikes from fists or blunt objects. However, Nyan's super powerful claw scratches, which can cut buildings in pieces, were shown unable to affect Saitama's head, indicating that his skin has high resistance to piercing damage. So he really doesn't need to worry. He really doesn't need to worry about scratches or bladed weapons, for that matter. He's just ridiculously broken. Vacuum adaptation. Saitama has considerable control over his breath. Even in outer space, he manages to hold his breath effortlessly, and he even made a jump back to the Earth from the moon in seconds with no sign of suffocation. His body has been shown to even adapt to and survive in the vacuum of space unscathed. Several factors, like a lack of atmosphere and increased radiation exposure, are at play here, although Saitama was not affected by any of them, because we're protected here on this Earth because of the atmosphere that we live in, and that protects us from cosmic radiation. If you're in space, it is crazy hot. The cosmic radiation would just absolutely burn you instantly in space. This was prominently shown in his fight against Garo on Io, one of Jupiter's moons, where he was unaffected by the thin and unbreathable atmosphere there. Temperature resistance, radiation resistance, pain suppression. Accelerated development, and then it has supernatural abilities. Non-physical interaction. In a case of a strength-defying normal logic, Saitama broke a hole into the Phoenix space, a spiritual realm that only exists within Phoenix Man's bird costume, by simply knocking on it, demonstrating an ability to interact with non-physical physical things, much to Phoenix Man's confusion. And he can mess technique mastery, time travel. Upon witnessing Garo demonstrate the ability to manipulate particles within his body on the subatomic level and force them to behave like antiparticles, Saitama could copy and further improve it in order to use it to time travel and change the ominous future that had already happened. After successfully returning to the past by defeating Garo before the cosmic radiation emitted from the hero hunter could kill many other heroes present on the surface, Saitama managed to prevent the bad future from happening again. And then we go down to his normal series. I won't read every single thing, but a lot of the things dealing with Saitama is just ridiculous. We got his normal punch. We got his consecutive normal punch. Two-handed consecutive normal punch. Then we have his serious series. His serious punch. His omnidirectional serious punch. Serious side hops. Serious squirt gun. Saitama uses his hands in liquid to squirt a super high-pressure stream. He used this move while submerged in lava to completely overpower Orochi's Gaia Cannon, which was an extremely powerful attack that drew energy from the very core of the Earth itself. Serious table flip. Saitama digs his fingers into the ground and flips a large amount of ground, thousands of meters into the air. He first used this technique against Garo when they were on Io, which completely ripped apart the entire moon. Because of the magnitude of the effect, Garo experienced profound distortions and sense of equilibrium, because Saitama pretty much just destroyed the entire balance of the planet itself, well, the moon itself. Serious sneeze, serious headbutt, keen perception, strong teeth, strong farts, apparently. In his fight with Cosmic Fear Garo, after getting a stomachache from the cold of outer space, the light generated from Garo's nuclear fission explosion surprised Saitama and caused him to fart, with the propulsion from said flatulence giving him the momentum to catch up to Garo. And mind you, Garo could move at light speed. Intimidation, indomitable will. It's just crazy how strong this dude is. But that's it, me reading through all of Saitama's skills and just how powerful he is. I'm glad I was able to catch this chapter being out today before I forgot it later. But I gotta go ahead and do my God of War Ragnarok video and upload the second one and then get the third one ready completely as well. But yeah, that's the newest chapter of One Punch Man, and I'm glad to see that Saitama is getting the respect that's due him as a hero as far as his rank increasing, because he's been B rank for a very long time. But now that he's A rank, I mean, granted, he's pretty much stronger than every single person there, but they don't know that. Otherwise, they'd have him at the top, above Blast. And we know how strong Blast is. Blast is a dude that can open up wormholes into different dimensions and do stuff with, like, black holes and all sorts of things. But I'm glad that Saitama's got a brand new rank. He is deserving to be Class A. Oh, I wonder how an interaction between him and a My Mask would be if Saitama continues to rise up. We'll just have to see. But this has been my reaction to One Punch Man chapter 170. I don't know when the next chapter is coming out because it's sporadic. It's very random when these new chapters come out. But whenever these chapters come out, you can expect me to be the one here to have them, to do reactions to them. So that's it. That's my reaction to One Punch Man. All I can say at the end of the day is, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, and maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. So much is happening today. It's a good day, everybody. It's a good day.